Hi friends, so here we will see the Taylor and Lawrence series. I am just going to define the series themselves, how do they look like, but we will solve the problems on based on them, and that's how we are going to get a complete idea of what kind of questions are asked related to the series problems. So let us first have a look at the series. So Taylor series, it is taken in the case of a circular region. What do I mean by that is that, okay, let us see. Suppose we are given a function f of z and which is analytic inside a circle C. Okay, so let's say that we have a circle C with the center A, and this function f of z is analytic in the entire circle. Okay, now then if this is the case, that if the f of z is analytic inside the circle C with the center at A, then for any z inside the circle C, wherever I take z point which is inside the circle, let's say this is the z point, then for that z point, if I want to define the function of that z, that means f of z, but in terms of series, then I will define the series for this particular point like this. F of z will be equal to f of a plus f prime of a into z minus a plus f double prime of a upon 2 factorial into z minus a square, and so on. Here prime means the derivative of the function. Okay, so this is the formula for Taylor series expansion. Okay, and one thing that is important is that Taylor, as I said, that Taylor series is applicable only for the function which is analytic inside the circle. In Lorentz series, we define the function f of z not in the form of the full circle, but for the ring shaped region. So here the region is entire circle itself. The function is analytic inside this entire circle. But in Lorentz series, it is not a case. The function is not analytic inside the circle, but it is analytic in the ring shaped circle. Now what do I mean by that is that suppose I have two concentric circles, okay, and so two concentric circles C and C1 with the radii R and R1, where R capital means the R is less than R1 with the center at A, and then this region, the region between these two concentric circles, I call this region as capital R. Okay, capital R. So this region is between the two concentric circle, and whatever function we are defining, the f of z which is analytic, it is analytic only in this region R. That means it is not analytic outside the C, and it is also not analytic inside the C1. Okay, so that's how Lorentz series are defined. In the case of Taylor series, the entire circle was taken for the function to be analytic, but in the Lorentz series, ring shaped region R is bounded by the two concentric circles C and C1 of the radii R and R1, where R is greater than R1 with the center at A. Then for all z in the region R, so let us say that I took z here, but that z point should be anywhere, but it should be only within the region R. Then if that is the case, then we define the f of z in form of Lorentz series like this: a0 plus a1 z minus a plus a2 z minus a square dot dot dot. This is the first string, but that also includes the second string in the Lorentz series, and it is just similar to the first one. The difference is the powers are this time negative. So you see that you compare these two terms. So this is a minus 1 z minus a. Here it was z minus a to the power 1. Here it is to the power minus 2. Here a minus 2 z minus a to the power minus 2, and so on. So here you have two strings in Lorentz series. One contains positive powers and other contains negative powers. So this is the structure of the Lorentz series. Now when you have some kind of series, how do we know that which series it is? So when we have only positive powers containing series, we know that it is a Taylor series. When we have positive power and a negative power containing strings, then we will say that it is a Lorentz series. Not only that we should have both the power containing string. It is also possible that you don't have the first string, you have only negative power containing string. Then also you can say that you have got a Lorentz series. So a series to be Lorentz, it should have positive and negative power containing both strings, or else it should have negative power containing strings. Okay, but when you have pure positive power containing strings, it is a Taylor series. So this is the only thing that I want all of you to be clear about these both series. Now rest of the part will be on solving problems, that how do we utilize this series in solving questions. So let us solve some problems now.